rudiments about vision. And so for everyone who wants to change his world, you must have a vision or a visionary mindset. And if you are somebody who has a visionary mindset, there are basic rudiments. Number one, you must think the best only. Mediocrity is an enemy of vision. If you don't think the best and you are satisfied with what you have, you will remain where you are. You find any man who is visionary, he thinks the best, he talks the best, and eventually lives the best. If you don't think the best, you can never become the best. In Deuteronomy 28:13, it said, the Lord shall make thee head and not tail. It said, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. Most of us, especially those of us from Africa, the reason why we have great potentials yet we don't lead our world is because even from our upbringing, they thought they were doing us good by molding our character, but what they actually did was to kill our confidence. And so you find an African person, because he thinks he wants to uphold moral values, becomes so shy and timid that he cannot give expression to what is on his life, because it was strangulated when he was a child. And so in Africa today, you are looked at as either ambitious or wrong if you think you deserve the best. But the Bible makes us understand that God will make you the head and not the tail. And he said you shall be on top only, you shall not be beneath. If it is not the head, it's not good enough for you. If it is not on top, it's not good enough for you. If you will change your world, you must think like that. If you don't think like that, how can you now address the best? If you think mediocrity and the average life is enough, then how can you address the best? That means you have cut off the best from the circumference of your vision. If you think you cannot be a king or operate among the nobles, how can you now assume a king will walk into your meeting? If you are a pastor, for instance, and you think it's such a big deal for you to be seen as a king, how can a king now come and sit down to listen to you? We are servants of God, but he has made us kings and priests. And so there is a royal aspect to us, and there's also a servant aspect to us. The servant aspect is the lowliness of heart in the discharging of our responsibilities before God. But it doesn't mean we should go into the world and be timid or intimidated. Every visionary person from childhood thinks he's the best. Find out. You will ask parents, they will tell you. From all their children, they tell you the one that is different. Because this one, from when he was a child, he thought he would change the world. If you don't think it, you can never become it. And so if you want to become a change agent, you must think of yourself the best. That is why you will put a lot of work on yourself in order to improve. If you don't think you are the best, there will be no need for you to continue to self-develop, because what you have is already enough, except as you think you are better than where you are. If you don't think like that, there will be no growth, there will be no progress. The second thing that you must have in mind is the fact that you must not be quickly satisfied. I'm telling you rudiments of vision. Don't be quickly satisfied. The business has the biggest branch in Lagos. That's good. It's time to take over Ibadan. It's time to take over Akwa Ibom. It's time to take over Abuja. That you are the biggest shop in Lagos does not mean you stop there. There is a small warehouse in China that is supplying Africa. So don't be quickly satisfied with where you are. Thank God for where you are, but there's more. And this is not ambition. This is how God thinks. I show you a scripture quickly. Joshua 13 verse 1. After Joshua conquered 31 kings, God himself came to Joshua, and God was looking at him. He said, you have become old. You think you have done so well, but there is so much land to cover. Who told you 31 kings is enough? Do you know what it means to conquer 31 kings? That's 31 kingdoms. That's 31 nations. A man subdued 31 nations in his lifetime. And God came to tell him, you are old and stricken in age. Now, see the massive land that you have not yet covered. The question is, was God not seeing the ones he has achieved? The ones you have achieved is already past. you don't look at your past, you look at your future. You find a visionary person, he is never satisfied. Grateful for what God has done, but has an insatiable appetite for more. If you allow anybody tell you that covering more grounds is ambition, you are finished. That is the slippery way to mediocrity. Because whatever it is you have done, many have done before. And the reason God brought you on the scene now is because there are virgin dimension God wants to conquer. God didn't bring us here to do what Joshua did. God didn't bring us here to do what Moses did. God didn't bring us here to do what Paul did. God brought us here to do more. Jesus was speaking in John 14:12. He said, the works that I do, you shall do also. And he said, greater works. Jesus is telling you that what he has done, you should do, but you should do more. Now, the question you ask yourself is, what did Jesus do? The Bible said of all that Jesus did, if they were to be written, it said there's no volume of book on earth that can accommodate it. And you are there, they can still write your biography and you say you have achieved something. It took 4 gospels to speak about the life of Jesus. And the Bible is saying, these ones that are written so that you will believe. It said, but if all that he did were written, there's no volume of book that can contain it. How can you say it's enough? It's not enough until God calls you home. They are called rudiments of vision. If you don't have these basic rudiments, mediocrity will become your life. The Bible said in Psalm 84 verse 7, it said they go from strength to strength, every one of them that appeareth in Zion before the Lord. Thank God for what I achieved yesterday, but Lord, what do you have for me tomorrow? The moment you conquer that, thank God for what we have conquered. Lord, what next do you have? In Proverbs 4:18, he said the path of a just man is as a shining light. He said it shines brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. Somebody said, you should strive to become outstanding. He said when you become outstanding, he says strive to become the standard. He said, I've forgotten how he put it, but it's like a 5-line phrase. From one level of standing out to standing out to standing out. It says stand out, from standing out, become outstanding, from becoming outstanding, it says become the standard. By all means, be at the zenith. Don't be satisfied. We are too satisfied. The only time you should be satisfied is when you have seen what was written about you. If you have accomplished it like Paul, then you can say, I have finished my course. If you have not finished your course and you are satisfied, it means your vision has begun to die. Number 3, learn from others. That you are striving to the best does not to be the best does not mean there's not one thing you can learn from somebody else. If you allow pride blind you, something that you would have picked from your neighbor with ease, you will not learn it for 10 years. And it will slow you down on the journey of achievements. There is something to learn even from a fool. If you find a fool, his life will teach you not to be a fool. Because the consequences he suffers will become a precautionary strategy for you against such foolishness. Even a fool has something to learn from. And so every visionary person is smart to learn from others. And that's why leaders listen more than they speak. When you find visionary people, sometimes they call for board meeting and they sit down and they are asking everybody, what's your opinion on this matter? What's your opinion on this matter? They are gathering everybody's ideas. When they finish talking, they say, thank you very much, you can go. They will not tell you their own. They will add what you have said to what they have, and they go out and make impact. Don't talk more than you listen. Learn from people. Learn from people. Hear what they know and enrich yourself. If you are speaking to people, it should be from the place of love because you want to enhance them. But don't be all over the place talking. At the end of the day, your life will diminish. A visionary person is an unending learner. He learns every day from everything, from everybody. That's what makes him stand out. In Hebrews chapter 6 verse 12, it says, be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience obtain the promise. Number 4 rudiment of vision is to take up challenges. Many run away from challenges because they think it's wisdom. When there is a challenge, they exonerate themselves. Others do it and they come back and join them. Every Every problem you surmount makes you wiser, makes you stronger, and brings out the leader in you. Wise men don't run from challenges. Wise men pick up challenges because challenges improve them. When God created man and told him to walk, walk is not necessarily labor. The word walk is the word ergon. It means become. As you are taking up challenges, there is a transformation happening on your inside that yourself is not aware. Because the moment you produce the answer, you become the answer yourself. And so visionary people are people who are prone to take up challenges. They don't shy away from challenges. They embark, take up challenges, fulfill them, and become better. In Colossians chapter 4 verse 17, Paul wrote, he said, say unto Archippus, to fulfill the ministry. He must take heed to fulfill the ministry that was given to him from the Lord. If you run away from problem, you are not going forward, you are going backward. One of the ways of going forward is to confront the mountain, kick the mountain out of the way, and then you move. Everybody who turned back from the mountain began to retrogress in life. Visionary people are people who are bold in taking up challenges. If you understand these rudiments of vision, then you are ready to begin to affect your world. If you don't know these rudiments, then you are welcome to be lost in the crowd, because the crowd will always be there, but there are few who stand out. If you are a singer, there is something it takes to stand out. If you are a businessman, there's something it takes to stand out. If you are a preacher, there's something it takes to stand out. And these are some of the things that I'm sharing with you tonight. Rudiments. Please, I beg you, don't leave this conference until you have clearly written out principles that guard your life. Don't live life carelessly. You may think you are young, because most of us here are young. Before you know what is happening, a decade will pass, and you will know that a phase of your life has gone forever. Ask those who are 40 here, they will tell you. Once upon a time, they were clocking 30 from their 20s. They thought life was a bed of roses. They have entered a new phase where everybody is looking at them, expecting them to offer something to their generation. When you are 20, people can still look at you and give you something, because they know you are still growing. When you are 30, people can look at you and say, okay, you are gaining mastery. There is a way the size of your face become to prove that now you are 40. You know, the face will always grow bigger to help you not to hide your age. When they look at the shape of your skull and the size of your face, they know that no, if somebody like you is looking for help now, it means your life has been wasted. Because at this level, you should be giving back to your generation. And so don't assume, don't make the mistake of assuming there's time. You are a joker. You will be so shocked the way time will fly. You will wake up one day and discover you are 55. And you'll be asking yourself, how many birthdays did I celebrate? How am I 55 suddenly? You will now start wishing if 5 years will be taken out of your life. You know, when you are young, they say, how old are you? You say, I won't tell you. You are hiding your age because you are hoping they should think you are older. When you become old, you will be begging to reduce your age. You will be begging. When they mistakenly assign an age that is not your age to you, you will fight to correct it. It is youthful pride that makes you feel there is something big about being older. There's no big deal about it. It's your achievement that validates your existence.